back to my channel. My name is Tina, and today I'm going to be playing with Violet Voss. I have a bunch of the palettes from her. I believe I have all of the little mini palettes or whatever they're called. Le Macaroon, Fruit Sorbet, Berry Burst. I also have Essence. This one came in BoxyCharm from BoxyLuxe last year. They had the Holy Grails one, which, oh my god, this palette is amazing. This was the first time I ever used Violet Voss, and I fell in love. Now, the question though is, when you get a huge $60 palette, are you getting the same formula you do in these like $18 palettes? Hard to say, right? Are the colors, bright colors, as good as the neutrals? Always a question, because some brands really struggle with those things. I thought we'd go through and talk about these different palettes, especially focusing on these minis, because they are $18, so they're super affordable. They hide them at Sephora up by the counter, like you have to actually look for them. At least at my Sephora, it's tiny Sephora, so maybe that's not how it is other places, but for us, yeah, they only have a couple of them and they're hidden. Let's talk about these, and I'll do some swatches. Probably won't swatch everything. I have been using this, as you can tell, like I've got makeup all over that one. This is Le Macaroon, and it is all shimmers. Fruit Sorbet is, as you would expect, super bright colors. Lots of pigment in there. And then the Berry Burst is just a nice warm tone palette. As a matter of fact, I would almost say it's a little tiny version of this Holy Grail palette. So if you're like looking at this and like, oh my gosh, I want that so bad, I can't afford it, this might be a good option for you if you like these shades. Like I said, you know, there's a lot of similarities there, and they're both very nice. Let's do a little bit of swatching. I'm just gonna take a few of these and swatch them, and that was probably a terrible color. These do not have names or anything, and I dropped some MAC Fix Plus on it, so I need to get something to pull that off there. I think that's a good sampling of this palette. It's pretty much an entire row. So it's like these here and this one over here. We'll do this dark matte brown too. So as you can see, they swatch very, very nicely. They're super pigmented. The shimmers are very nice to go on well. The red, this one here, is a little bit patchy, and it is a little bit patchy when you're blending it on the lid. It's nothing insane, and you definitely can blend it out, but you need to be aware that it does do that. The rest of the shades in there, I have loved. That was the only shade that I was like having to, you know, go back in and work with a little more. You do have to be careful because you do get very, very similar shades in these palettes. Not all of them or anything, but there is like one or two shades that are. This is Wine and Dine out of the Holy Grail palette. My hand was a little bit wet. That went on extremely pigmented. So those two reds, they are not the same. This one's oranger than that one, but they're super similar. They're not full-on dupes or the same shade, but it's running close. The sort of wine color in the Sorbet palette and the wine color in the Berry Blast palette. Again, very similar. Not the same shade. This one's pinker than that one, and that one's darker going on the lid and everything. But I actually sat there and blended those two together to see what they look like, and on the lid, they're extraordinarily similar. If you're like, I don't like having repeats, keep an eye out that you're not buying a bunch of the same shades over and over again. I personally struggle with that. So we did Berry Blast. Now I'm gonna do the Fruit Sorbet. I do have some yellow on my lid. That is a gorgeous yellow. This green, I like, oh my god. So gorgeous. The blue is super pretty. The orange, slightly patchy. And then there's this like gunmetal gray. Very, very pigmented. Again, a great palette. They blend out really nicely. And those colors do go on your lid, as you can see, true to the color in the pan. Okay, so I am back and things got a little crazy. So it's been a couple hours actually. I realized I had lipstick on my teeth, so I deleted the last section of the video that I was doing, and we're going to do the Le Macaroon section now. Hopefully I didn't have lipstick on my teeth during the other section. I hate that when that happens. And I hate it when all of a sudden, like, you don't have any and then it's everywhere. let's talk about these beautiful sparkly palettes. This one, like I said, is all shimmers. This is an addendum palette. It's not a palette you're going to use alone, most likely. Look at these shades. They are beautiful. Some I like better than others. Look at how pretty those are. This shade here looks purple to me when it's in the pan, but when you get it out of the pan, it's not really purple. It's more like a bronze. I love that pink so much. This blue. So I had swatches on this hand and then I went and did things, so they're pretty much gone. But those are old swatches from hours ago and they're still sort of there. So that's kind of impressive. I'm just gonna go over the top with most of the colors that are on there. And there's this purple here, the blue, that bright pink, and then this here I used like the orangey gold color right there. They're gorgeous, super easy to use, so buttery feeling, just amazing. You don't have to use a glitter glue or wet your brush. They go on beautifully. I really have been loving these palettes. So that right there where I just added it back on my lower lash line where it had worn off. Super easy to do. And they look amazing. So I really enjoy these smaller palettes, and if you're like not sure if you want to try Violet Voss or don't want to spend the $60 for their big palette like the Holy Grail one, these are an excellent alternative. I do think they pretty much work the same as the big palettes. I'm not noticing a huge difference. Some of these don't blend as well as I would hope they would, but you know, that's kind of the case with a lot of makeup. You know, you get certain colors that are just a little more patchy just because of the formulation or whatever, but they do blend out really nicely. As you can see, you know, these have been on for hours now. I did retouch this inner corner here because like I was out in the rain and it must have gotten wet, so it pretty much all bunched up, so it kind of looks funny over there. They're so pretty, like, and I love that green so much. But if you're looking for, you know, trying out a smaller palette, if you want to try out some brights but you don't want to buy a huge palette of brights, this is an excellent choice. You have multiple brights in here. They blend really nicely. It's $18. You're not going to get a better deal on brights, I guess, unless you order Juvia's Place. That's about the only way you're going to get some brights that blend that are in this price range. You're just not going to find them. I love this palette. I think it's gorgeous. I love a really bright, beautiful lime green, and they're so hard to find that go on and look nice, and this one is gorgeous. I didn't do anything to the side of here. It's been a good 4 hours since I did my makeup. That still looks so beautiful. I'm in love with these. I think they're great. Tell me what your thoughts are. If you've tried Violet Voss, do you enjoy Violet Voss? I had never really tried much from them until recently. Enjoy the video. That's my finished look. I hope you enjoyed this video and the review, which is backwards, so that you could actually hear about them after I used them. Alright, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!